Welcome in, race fans. Hope you're all having a wonderful night as we are back after a good Christmas break here. Heart to Heart Motorsports, everybody, here at Stafford Speedway tonight. Me and J-Dog in the booth getting ready to gear up for some exciting, intense racing here tonight.
We are live at Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Temperature being a comfortable 65 degrees for everybody out here. And we know we got the track temperature being 106 for these drivers. So hopefully, they'll be able to find a grip and be able to race with each other here. Even though they got enough room, when they got 3 lanes of traffic. Right now we're seeing out here Ronald in number 8. Pretty pebble car. Get out here for his qualifying.
Ronald been a strong competitor all season long. Now currently 4th place in the season standings here with the late model series at a whole whopping 338. So that's a good spot, you know. 4th place here is not a bad place to be here. Got a lot of competition out here in this late model series. It's been some really tight, close racing here with these cars here this season. As you see, we got the 95 of Austin Cornpost here, everybody. That's going to be your leader in the points here right now. Austin is just ahead of Bobby Lane at 399 with Bobby Lane with 381. It's going to be a lot of crazy intense driving tonight. There's a lot of room on this track, so it's going to be a matter of to see which lane these drivers use, and you know, if they're going to use up those tires here, as they have enough fuel to make it to the end. So we'll see if they'll have enough tires to make it to the end. That's the question, you know. So when you get into the hotter temperatures on the track, it could definitely play a little bit difference in the way this car feels.
When you also got to think, coming on this track being about 106 on the temperature on the track right now. So hopefully you can find a grip and hopefully don't slide around like it's butter. If you get these tires too hot, you're going to slide around like it's butter. You can be loose. That is something you don't want to be out here on this track. You want to be tight in between in the middle so you be able to get a good, comfortable, barely turn that steering wheel going around this track. As some of these drivers out here, there's Bud Light Mike in 47 now out here for his qualifying.
Mike has had a very good season as well this season, currently in that 6th place spot. He has done a lot this season, moving his way up this field here. Just like a week or two ago, he was in that 10th place spot. Now he's moved up into that top, almost into that top 5 here. Dan Collison not making it in. Hopefully he'll make it in during this qualifying, or that's going to move him down in the points here. And Bud Light Mike's going to get into that top 5 here. So we'll see what happens here. You never know. We might have another driver join here within the last few minutes here. But as of right now, we only have 6 drivers out here tonight that is qualified right now. And we're going to be down to 1 heat race tonight and then a 100-lap feature. So it's going to be exciting to see what's going down.
Rusty Robinson out here just finished up his qualifying. One responsive out here, Buchanan Resort. Joe Flack, and then a 91. Coming out here for his qualifying laps.
Take a look at that ending result there for Austin Cornpost with a 20.92. That's a really quick lap there. That's actually really good speed.
Hopefully Joe can bring this time down. He's up at a 21.461 right now, so we're just going to have to see what he does in his second round. Oh, take it back. Joe Flack right now has got a qualifying lap of 20.516.
See him getting a little bit loose there here on that run. So we'll see how that turns out for him. Hopefully he'll be able to conserve a little bit more during the race there and just get in line there and make some moves happen here. As we love these late models because they bring very tight, close racing here. You can really just push these cars to the limits. But the real thing here at Stafford is you're not really going to be able to drive it off the corner too hard. So when you go to send it off of this corner here, you're going to spin your tires around and you're going to see a driver do a donut. And it's going to make a lot of difference on being able to push it too far. Because if you could really burn up that left front tire here or that right rear. That right rear, when this car goes to sliding, it doesn't play well. So once the tires get hot, it's definitely going to be a different ball game tonight.
Well, if you look at the exits between exits 4 and exit 2, you can see on the walls where they've been scraping the walls because these tires get way too hot and temperature being about 106 degrees. So you might want to slow down just a little bit in these corners so you won't burn your tires up. So you want to make sure your tires won't burn as too much out here being on this track today. You can try to stay off that top end of that track, be seeing all that marble up there. Try to stay away from it because this could be just like driving on ice.
Well, you got another issue here at this track as well. Let's not forget about that pit road entrance. You got the pit road entrance is really rough on this track and the exit. So they're going to have to be very cautious if they do go in to get tires or anything. So you got to realize, they're going to have to take it really easy, or they're going to hope for caution to be able to go in and get those tires. So we'll see what turns up, everybody, as we got about 3 minutes left to go here, and we get ready to go green flag racing here for the first heat race of the night. We're going to go ahead and step away for a moment and thank our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
From custom millwork to hands-on training to the best products in the industry, T.W. Perry, Builder's First Source, helps you do more. Each of our locations include showrooms featuring windows and doors, decking and railing products, and a wide range of materials designed to inspire your next project. From concept to completion, you a chance to see, touch, and compare the products that bring your vision to life. T.W. Perry, Builder's First Source, building better together.
All right, and we're back and getting ready to gear up here. Let's not forget to thank CNL Carpets, everybody, and Chasing Muscle Cars, sponsors of Heart to Heart Motorsports here. Everybody showing their love and support to Heart Motorsports, bringing you good racing. So much love to all of the sponsors out there. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for making this the place to race. Enjoying good racing tonight, everybody, as we get ready to line up for heat race number 1 here at Stafford Motor Speedway. So we're interested in going to the green flag.
I'm already ready for this weather right here to come back, even though that the winter is now getting here for this upcoming 26 season. We're just going to have to wait to about at least around like April or May to at least get a good temperatures where we're living at.
There's definitely been some cold weather out there, so stay warm, everybody. Make sure you stay in, stay safe, and stay warm. Hope you all enjoyed your holidays, and it's time to go racing.
Here is BJ with the starting lineup.
All right, we're going to start off the lineup with Bud Light Mike taking in that P1 position with Joe Flash in P2 here. That's going to be Ronald Roberson, everybody, in P3, and Rusty Robinson, everybody, in P4. Alan Marr is going to step into P5 with Bobby Joe Lane in P6. That's going to put your leader in the points at the end here in P7. So this ought to be exciting here. 15 laps, time to go.
Trust me, you don't want to get these tires too warm because the track's already about 106 degrees.
All right, so who you think's going to have the advantage here? You think that lower line's going to have the advantage, or do you think that high side's going to have the advantage here?
I think more or less the lower line, because I'm a lower line guy. I'd rather stay in that lower line end of this track instead of going to be the high end of this track. You try to go in the high end where those marbles are, you definitely going to spin out on this track. So you want to make sure you're kind of on that low end of this track, where part of the black line you see right there in both of the corners, that's where you want to be on this track. But when you're on the straightaways, you want to be on the high end on the straightaways and the back straightaway, back stretch and the front stretch. You want to be on the high side, and that's the only two places you want to be on this track. You don't want to be on the corners. You don't want to be very high. Go high in those corners and get those marbles, you get loose. That's going to cost you a race.
Well, I kind of disagree with you. I kind of like the middle of the corner, you know. I kind of like to stay right there about where Joe is right now. That's going to be the hot spot, I believe. I just feel
Pace
like
car's off, and we are green for the heat. I like Mike, but actually with a good start going into that first turn.
some moves being made already as the 8 is now looking to the inside. Back in the back, trying to make something happen here.
Yeah, I see two cars back here just scrape off the wall for exit 4. Well, single file back straight away. Alan Marr now looks to the inside of the 8.
Flash going to fall back a little bit, scraping the wall a little bit back there with Rusty Robinson. 95 of Austin, now the biggest mover here, now making his way up the field here in P4.
Look at the inside of his partner now, Alan Marr. Front straight away, Alan Marr now straight the wall off the exiting 4. I like Mike falling way back there now, going back to
Lane now picking his way in there in that P3 spot.
Look like there's a battle right now. Mike trying to hold in. And Lamar now sticking his nose up right behind Bobby Joe.
Like Mike's going to have to get it back under control here. Try to make his way back up here towards the front.
Probably trying to fall back to save a little bit of tire, but you don't want to save a little bit of tire in this heat. You want to give it all it's got. You only got like 15 laps. Let it rip.
That's it. 10 to go. Let's rock it.
Now I can see him laying back in the future, but this is the heat, man. You want to let it go. Let's go.
That's right. Push it to the limits. Give it everything you got. Get on the bumper of the person in front of you. Get them out of your way. Let's go.
You can't do a little drafting on this track. You got to be real careful of doing the drafting. You don't want to do it in the corners. You do want to do it on the back straightaway, front straightaway, and the back stretch. It's the only two ways you want to draft on this track. You don't want to draft in the corners. You wouldn't end up getting that real loose in that real dirty air. And you get in that dirty air, you're going to cause yourself to be real loose behind and partially behind in front of you.
The 8 of Ronald there doing a great job of holding composure here at the front of this pack here. But the 95 is right there looking to make something happen. Is now the 02's peeking to the inside. They're going to have to cut it really low in these corners to get around. Or they're going to have to try to make something happen on that high side. The high side might not be the place to be, as now the 95 is now looking to the inside of the 8.
I'm laughing so hard over here. I just see Bobby Joe and Alan Marr bouncing. Whoa!
Oh, and the 95's going around.
That didn't work too well. I just see not too long ago, Austin was in front of Bobby Joe, and Bobby Joe had Alan Marr behind him. They were bouncing out Bobby Joe in between him two like a ping pong ball.
It's going to make Austin fall back to P5, but he's still in a good position here, so that's not going to make him start right there towards the front here. That'll put him more in that second or third place spot here. So if he holds on to it right here, that's a good spot for him to begin in the race.
Yeah, at least he collected himself, and at least it didn't cause caution, because cautions don't count in heat races. They do in the future, but they don't count in heat races.
Well, the 02 trying to make his way up here to the 8. The 8's looking really smooth.
Bobby Joe does got a little damage on that right front where he did hit Austin, tapped Austin a little bit, come around in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
That's the unfortunate thing about these late models. You get in behind somebody, it can really lift the rear of that vehicle with the way the nose dives in on these cars.
Yeah, you can still draft, but you got to be real careful doing that.
2 laps to go. Can the 02 make it connect? Oh, and now he gets into the back of the 8 and the 9. I'll tell you what, that's something Austin was hoping for right there. That's something Austin needed for that shootout. We'll see what happens here. That was a good one. The 02 sent it in the corner here. Let's go back, take a look real quick. I don't know if we'll have much time. We'll try real quick here.
Man, look at that.
All right, put her in the far chase view while we got a quick second here. The 02 just sends it in a little hard, gets into the 8. The 9 collects also. Man. Bam. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's
Good
go
thing
back.
they got a fast repair. They can go back and fix their cars. And this is actually the first attempt of the green-white checkered.
All right, you're going to see a few of them go in, use that fast repair, come back out. Cautions do not count, so they'll be able to come back out in their following position here, and we'll see what happens.
That's some rough racing right there for you.
I'll tell you what, that's some excitement racing right there. Love it, love it. You just send it. You know, it's a heat race. It doesn't really matter. You know, you're getting those points. So just have fun, you know, because regardless, I mean, where you finish, it's a small field. You don't have to really battle that hard in the race, you know. So the race, you take your time and just enjoy it, you know, and have a good time. Get those points.
You can tell there's some rough and tear in this track already. You can see some of the marks brown coming from the grass in the back between 3 and 4. You can tell this track's taking some beating already from these cars.
This will give them a first green-white checkered attempt here on this restart. So we'll see if Lane can hold on to it, or will Marr be able to take those fresh tires and get it where he needs to on that high restart. Seeing right now the right front of that 02's got some damage there. He didn't go in and get that fixed. It looks like the 9 has damage too, so that might give that 95 the advantage to get around here on this restart. So let's keep an eye on that as we're green flag. '95 is going to have to make it connect on the very bottom here. He's going to have to cut below that line there and get the run he needs. The 02's off to the side. He's wrecking. Oh, and that's going to give Austin the run. That's going to give Austin the run.
That's rough racing right there for you.
They all kept going, but that's going to put the 9 and the 02 down below. That's not the end of the race, 9. What are you doing? Finish the line. The 9 stopping below the line down there. It wasn't even done yet. Let's go. That's going to be Austin Cornpros taking the win here. Bud Light Mike in second place here. Ronald Roberson, everybody in third place. Joe Flack in fourth. Rusty Robinson in fifth. Bobby Joe in sixth. And Alan Marr in seventh for the heat race. We got a 5-minute warm-up, everybody, and then we're getting ready to gear up for 100 laps tonight. This is going to be exciting. Hopefully we'll see a few of them come in here and just kind of dial it in before they get this 100 laps. I know this is usually the time drivers like to go get that little bit of a break here right before they start driving these 100 laps. As you're using a lot of throttle here, a lot of brake, you know, there's a lot of different things that come into play here, especially when it comes to the way this car is set up here, working on every aspect of the torque, the feedback, everything. So just to see what they can do around this track tonight is going to mean everything. So good luck to all the drivers out there. You see Alan Marr lining up on that pit road here as he's looking out here to make a few laps before this race. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road next to the zoo.
Taking a look here at some warm-up laps as we got Bud Light Mike out here on the track.
Taking a look at the inside of Bud Light Mike's car. The cars actually sound good on the inside and the outside.
See that they're getting out of that throttle a lot coming into these corners here.
Yeah, you want to let up instead of using the brake.
Look here now at Ronald Roberson, everybody.
I know, BJ, you like your fruity pebbles.
looking pretty fast out here on the warm-up with a 20.434. That's actually a really good lap here. So we'll look to see what he can do in this feature, as he was looking really good there in that heat race. You know, the thing is, these drivers are going to have to conserve a lot more here. Is you only got one fast repair. You got 100 laps to go here racing. So the question is, do you really push it early, or do you just, you know, take it easy and don't really push it to that last 20, 15 laps?
Me, I'll wait till the last 20 to push. I'll just sit out here and just coast right where I'm at.
But I'll tell you one thing, I'd love to see him just stay double foul the whole time. Would that not be awesome to see him do? Just keep it double foul.
Yeah, it would be. Especially when you got like 7 cars out here. At least you're going to finish in the top 10 tonight instead of being in the very back of the top 20.
Definitely picking up a lot of points tonight. So that's going to play a big factor here tonight. That's going to play a big factor as we're getting ready to line it up, everybody, tonight for 100 laps here at Stafford Motor Speedway. Please don't forget to follow Heart to Heart Motorsports, everybody. Do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future races with Heart to Heart Motorsports. Brought to you every Wednesday night, everybody, at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, don't forget to check us out next week with MotorMouth Broadcasting for the final race of the truck season, everybody, as we're finalizing it up this Sunday with MotorMouth Broadcasting on YouTube, everybody, at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all, please make sure y'all go subscribe, go check him out, as he's going to be broadcasting our truck season next season as well. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to some good racing. Excited. We got another 12-week season starting February 8th, everybody. So I hope y'all dial in to MotorMouth Broadcasting and y'all check us out there. So me and J-Dog will get in the car and see what we can do. Here's your starting lineup, everybody. Alan Marr is going to be in P1 with Bobby Joe Lane in P2. Rusty Robinson's going to grab P3 on that inside lane with Joe Flash in P4. It's going to be Ronald Roberson, everybody, in P5 with Bud Light Mike in P6. Austin Cornprost is going to be that one at the end of the field again. We'll see if he can make that happen again and make his way up towards the front here. See these cars rolling well.
As all these drivers are wishing each other luck. 100 future. It's going to be very exciting with these 7 cars.
Really,
Seeing the heat.
Really would have loved to seen a lot more cars out here, you know, on this track with these cars, because it's an amazing racing here. It really is. A lot of people don't like to race them, though, because it's so close and really tight. A lot of things, you know, really make some tough racing, some tough cars. But, you know, it's all about good time. That's what it's about. So let's see what these drivers could do here for 100 laps tonight.
They need to save and consume these tires. I'll try to like split it up, like half it up, 50-50, or try to do what you can, 25-75, whatever you can do out here on this race tonight. As these drivers get ready for this tough race here at Stanford, Springfield,
Pace
Connecticut.
car goes in.
And we are green at Stanford.
9 of Alan Marr is going to get the jump here. The 02 is going to get a good run on the outside, but it's not going to be enough, as the 5 is now next to his quarter panel here, making his way into that P2 position. Oh, it looks like the 9 jumped the start. He's going to go down pit road here. Looks like he's going to get the black flag for jumping the start. That's going to push Rusty Robson and the 02 of Lane side by side from 1 and 2. Really going to hurt Alan Marr here. This is such a short track here that could put him a lap down here.
Yeah, but if caution does come out, he will be in a chance of the lucky dog.
Luckily, it's only a drive-through, so we'll see if he can make something happen here. Hopefully, he'll still get it taken care of. Rusty Robinson, now your race leader. You see the 02 staying on that high lane here, maybe looking to conserve a little bit of tires as we go along this race here. Is now the 8 of Ronald's now making his way into P2.
Bobby Joe just got a little loose off of exiting 4 back there just a few minutes ago. He needs to be careful doing that, but he looks pretty good out here being so far, being real careful. Look to the inside now, Ronald in the 8. He's trying to look for a perfect timing to go around Ronald. Lamar's about to get lapped by Rusty here in a minute. But if he does go a lap down, if caution does come out, he will be the chance for the lucky dog to get back on that lead lap.
He's currently down 1 now, so this will be his 2nd lap down here. But he'll still get that lucky dog because he'll be the only one a lap down here. So hopefully he's going to get 2 cautions tonight. We're going to hope that he can do that. Or he can at least stay ahead of Rusty here. But that big line of cars here is pulling a big draft. So we'll see as they're going to come up on him a little bit. And hopefully he doesn't burn them down.
Yeah, I guess the flagman did see Alan Marr jump the gun at the beginning of this race, and that's why he had to do a drive-through during the pits. It happens, man. I've seen it happen before.
Definitely NASCAR official rules, everybody. That's what they run here with these series. So it makes it more challenging. It definitely makes it a tough race here.
Looking real good, single files, and they're consuming tires.
Robinson doing a great job of just maintaining the corner here, getting a great entry here and a great exit. Not really looking very free. This is what he wants to continue to do no matter what they're doing behind him here, to continue to lead the most laps in this race. This is what he's going to have to pull off tonight.
I think I seen Alamar try to pull away a little bit from Rusty, so that's good. Try to slow down the pace of the race there, Rusty, to give Alamar to get him back of the pack.
Back here at Bud Light Mike having a little bit of problem here. Let's get into some trouble here, currently in that P6 position. Or he could just be cruising it out, hoping for a good wreck here and make his way towards the front of this field. We'll see what happens as we get further along in this race here. Joe Flack currently back here with Austin Cornprost. He was watching Austin in that heat race there jump and make his way towards the front of the field there. And then spin out, lose it, but is able to come back and get it going. So we see the 95 here making his way here as he's on the tail end of the O2 lane.
Lane now trying to look for that push from Austin, trying to get around Ronald in the 8. Rusty Robinson's he's keeping a good consistency up there right now in the first position, right there in the pole position. We're just going to have to see how this race progresses as Rusty's now holding the lead. That's what it takes out here being on this track. You got to have good consistency being out here on this track.
Back here currently in P5 doing a great job of maintaining here. He's just going to have to keep it off the wall here, keep it steady, stay in that draft to be able to get a good run here later in this. He's going to have to make sure to keep it close as he's starting to fall back a little bit, but hopefully he'll get back into that draft and get the run he needs for tonight. Still a bumper-to-bumper battle here with the 95 of Austin and the 02 of Lane as they are battling it out for the points championship. There's 3 more races to go after this race, so we're going to see who's really the one to make it happen here. It is very close, very, very close in the points. Allen, unfortunate 1 lap down here. He's going to have to make something happen here because he's in P3, and that's going to make him lose some points here, so we'll see.
The last race of this season in the Light Model Series is at Nashville Fairgrounds. So we do got some Nashville, Tennessee boys in here racing right now as we speak. So we're just going to have to see. Stanford's holding up right now. We got 2 Nashville boys up there right now, Bobby Joe Lane and Austin Cornpost in the 95. They're doing pretty good out right now in Stanford. Got enough fuel to save for this race, but it depends if they have any cautions or not. That's going to eat that fuel up. If I was you, I will actually get a little bit of fuel to put back in that car just in case it does happen. So just have a good race, gentlemen.
I really don't think the fuel is going to be the issue here. The tire wear and another story here. You're going to see these tires really burn up here. So I think around that halfway mark, you're going to see a few of them try to possibly go in. Maybe a little bit later. Or you're going to see somebody, you're going to see a couple of those guys that's going to try to make it the whole 100 laps here. That definitely can happen here with these late models. I've seen it happen several times here. So we'll look and see what can happen here. It just depends on how fast they're really willing to push it. Five of Rusty looking very strong tonight so far. He is doing a great job of maintaining his field as he's now at a half of a second of a gap here. So we'll look and see if he can continue to dominate this race here, or is something going to happen here and cause some chaos.
Bobby Joe now trying to look to the inside of Ronald. Ronald closed that gap going into 3, now going in 4, now going in front straightaway into 1.
I've seen it happen before here, but that's a single white line here in the bottom of these corners. Don't be afraid to see these drivers jump below that white line there to get the run they need to get around somebody here, because it definitely will happen.
And you can slingshot yourself around that too, going around that little bitty bottom of that white part of that line. You're allowed to go to the bottom part of that line. You cannot cross the yellow line. White lines, you're allowed to cross. So if you can get a run exiting 4, going in that bottom end of that corner and shooting off, you can slingshot yourself and get a better time around this track. So don't be afraid to use that white line down there at the bottoms of the corners. Especially up at exiting 2 and exiting 4. That is a perfect way to slingshot yourself to get a lot of speed around the track. As now we're actually taking a look here at 95 off the Cornpost.
You see the 95 Austin here not really fighting the wheel here, just keeping a great consistency here. Trying to hold on to it with his last lap of a 20.614 here. He's just maintaining the space here. As you saw earlier, they were pushing around 20.4 here, so you could see they just tried to conserve a little bit here as they're running those slower laps. But you're going to see them push them a little bit harder here later in the run.
got the 69 laps to go here in this race. There's a lot of room on this track for these guys to race. Everybody right now in the first four actually shows really good consistency at this point.
Definitely keeping it close enough for something to happen later here, and they're starting to catch up to Bud Light Mike here. So it's going to be challenging to see what's going to happen. So they get into this lap traffic here, that could really make a change for this leader.
Alan Marr did get one of his laps back now, so now he's in the lucky dog position right now, but they're starting to catch up to Bud Light Mike. Bud Light Mike be a lap down here in a minute. He'd be the actual in the lucky dog position as we speak. Joe almost went into the wall there. I think he's fighting a tight car.
Well, you see Rusty move up the track here, let the 8 go by. Here, Rusty now dropping back a little bit here.
Probably got sick and tired of leading this race for a little bit because his tires are starting to get a little worn.
Definitely, you're getting close to this halfway mark, so you're going to see these tires start to wear a little bit. You're going to have to slow down a little bit to let these tires cool down, because it's going to definitely affect how it works for you in the long run. But the thing is Rusty going to play smart, save enough tires here and run a fuel run here and make something happen with it. Now will we see that 02 of Lane here close the gap on the 8 here in the 95 of Austin.
Yeah, it window should be open by now for these guys, so we're going to really have to see what's going to happen. And now we're at lap 42. Get ready for lap 43 here in a minute. Joe Flack has so much trouble. There goes Mike right behind. I think Joe's having trouble with his car.
Going to put 3 cars down a lap here so far, with just 4 cars on the lead lap.
Joe Flax in there fighting his car. I know that feeling.
That Mike's going to be your lucky dog if we have a caution.
It's been green so far. Don't jinx it yet.
Looks like we got Joe Flack going into pit road. Maybe go grab some tires here, grab a fast repair. We'll see how that happens. It's going to put them down another lap. Unfortunately, that's how this track works. It's so small. Unfortunately. All right, now the 8, the 02 in the 95 of Austin Corn Post. Closing the gap here. The 02 is right here looking to the outside.
Austin now trying to help him. Trying to get up there in the pole position right now. Trying to take it away from Ronald. Still looking to the outside. That wall is eating Bobby Joe alive there, coming off the front straightaway going into turn 1 and 2.
They need to get their way up there so they can get that lead a lap point here. They're going to need to lead 1 lap here, and that's all that matters, is just leading that 1 lap here to get that point.
Austin now trying to look at the inside of Bobby Joe Lane now. Tying up the gap between 1, 2, and 3 right now. That's the only 4 right now on the lead lap. You see Ronald in the 8, Bobby Joe in the 2, Austin Corpos in the 95, and Rossi Robinson, Buchanan Resort.
This top 4 has amazed me tonight. They're keeping it very close here, keeping it a really smooth run here.
Now we're coming up to the halfway point of this race. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And we'll be right back in just a moment.
From custom millwork to hands-on training to the best products in the industry, TW Perry, Builder's First Source helps you do more. Each of our locations include showrooms featuring windows and doors, decking and railing products, and a wide range of materials designed to inspire your next project. From concept to completion, you a chance to see, touch, and compare the products that bring your vision to life. TW Perry, Builder's First Source, building better together.
All right, and we're back to green flag racing here with 46 laps to go with the Heart to Heart Motorsports crew here of the late model stock series at Stafford, everybody, for 100 laps. Still a very close battle here going on for that first place position here. First, second, and third, and fourth, all here together. Everybody else 1 lap down here right now. Joe Flash going to be 3 laps now, but it's going to be all right, everybody. A lot of points still on the line here, as there's not many drivers here, and there's a lot of drivers missing this week, so they're going to pick up a lot of points regardless where they finish here tonight. The question is Bobby Joe Lane going to make something happen here to where he can become the points leader here with just 3 races left to go here? Alan Marr got in a little bit of trouble early on in this race here as he took the jump on the start here and got a holding penalty, or a drive-through or pit road penalty here, and he's currently 1 lap down here in 5th place, hoping for that caution, hoping that one of these cars will push one of these cars to the point of causing them to spin out. So we'll see what happens here as we are a little over that halfway mark with 43 laps to go with Heart to Heart Motorsports.
Did want to go back to what you was saying on about how these drivers, they're being real consistent out here on this track right now. It's good enough room out here for all these drivers out here right now. Taking a look inside of Austin Cornfellow's car right now.
Definitely see how much throttle and brake control they're using here as they're doing their best just to stay off of each other here and keep it clean.
There is a lot of room to play with out here on this track. You just got to pick your line and be careful with it.
bit loose off that corner there. The 02 is getting that gap a little bit closer here.
Bobby Joe now trying to look the inside of Ronald. That's Austin now going the outside of Bobby Joe, trying to get in that second position.
And we got a wreck and a caution. Let's go back and take a look what happened here. I believe it was just overdrove in the corner a little bit here. We'll go back, take a quick look here. Ronald there getting a piece of action here. Let's go back and take a look real quick here. All right. Put this in far chase. That's some hardcore racing here, everybody. That's all that is now you see the 8 go into the corner here. The 02 getting a good run here, pushing it hard on the end of the corner here. The 8 going below that line there and jumping up, trying to get that run here. And then the 02 is going to swing his way back into the corner here. So this is where it's coming. We'll see. This should be it right here. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Did I get the wrong thing here? Apparently so. Let's see if we can find this here. Not really sure what's going on. It ain't showing nothing there. All right, anyways. Sorry, guys. I can't go back and take a look at that. I really wanted to show that to you so we could get that back going for you. So let's get back to live here so we don't miss anything else here. All right.
Everybody now coming in for fresh tires and hopefully a splash of gas after that first caution.
I believe that did allow Alamar to get back on the lead lap, though, like we was just talking about. Alamar is going to be able to get back on that lead lap, and he really needs this. He needs to get back on that lead lap so he can make his way back up towards the front here, help himself with these points. He's really going to need that. I believe Bud Light Mike is back on the lead lap as well, so that's only leaving Joe Flack down 2 laps here. Joe Flack can still come back and get these laps if there's another caution or 2.
Yeah, he's fighting a tight car tonight because he's been all over the track. So we're just going to have to see how Joe's going to handle with these being 2 laps down. Now Bud Light Mike now being on the lead lap. That will actually not take that back. Alamar's still a lap down.
Green flag!
Back to green.
As now the 02 is pushing it hard with the 95. The 02 looking to hold on to it here.
Showing 5 cars in the lead lap now, being Joe Flack being 2 laps down.
Looks like Alamar got into some issues. He is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened there. Must have got a lot of damage off of that last incident. I thought he was back on the lead lap.
That will put Bud Light Mike on the lead lap now as Joe Flack is 2 laps down. Austin out, still trying to look the inside of Bobby Joe on the back straightaway. me, he's pushing it a little bit too early. He can go like 28 laps left.
Austin, your points leader, trying to make something happen here as he's only got 28 laps to do it here. Trying not to lose that lead position in the points here.
This is the perfect time now to start pushing, Austin. Austin looking pretty good behind Bobby Joe, and Bobby Joe giving him a fight. They're starting to pull away now from
Ronald getting a little bit of a gap here with Rusty Robinson back there in P4. But like Mike falling back, getting into a little bit of trouble again. Now almost to 10 seconds back here as Joe Flack made his way around. Joe Flack. Alan Moore, unfortunately, out of the race. I'm not sure what happened to him. We'll hopefully get with him later and see what happened here. Now Austin's going to have to make something moves here. There's 22 laps to go.
Still looking to the inside. He's being patient. Still trying to look for his good line and get around Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe is closing the door every time you look around. That's what you do. That's how you race right there. There's offensive driving and there's a defensive driving.
He's looking to try to make Austin take a pass on that outside lane. That's what he's trying to do. He's not going to allow him to take a low line. He's going to make him either bump and pass him, or he's going to make him pass him up high. He's going to make him race him honest.
Yeah, if he passes right there on the top line, he's going to be loose because of all the marble being on the top of that track. So his best line is that lower line. So he just got to find a way to shake and bake Bobby Joe, try to get around him. Bobby Joe's still putting up a good fight.
95 is closing, though. The 95's nose is right there. He's just looking for the right opportunity.
Starting to pull away between the third and fourth place. These two start to catch up at the back of the field now.
might be what that 95 needs as they catch up to Joe Flack here.
Trying to use the lap traffic, trying to get around Bobby Joe. So we're going to have to see what happens here. That's probably a good opportunity for Austin to get around.
Austin doing very good of trying to peek into that inside lane.
He's being consistent right behind Bobby Joe. So we're just going to have to see what happens here in the next 11 laps. Good to go. Every time he tries to look left, he tries to look right. He's still closing that gap. Bobby Joe is closing the door every time Austin trying to look for a way around. That's a good race.
Austin, there he is. Austin to the inside. Gonna get a little loose coming off the corner, getting a little tight. But the 95 is gonna make it connect here on the inside with the 02 on the outside lane here with 9 to go.
Now they're side by side. Now he's got that nose where he belongs. Now Austin now in the front. Bobby Joe now into the defensive and trying to get the pole position back.
Definitely, he's gonna have to dip that low line like Austin did. That's the only way he's gonna make his way around him.
By creating that fourth line. I don't blame him there. I would too. If you can stick your nose underneath that bottom white line and try to make that gap, make that gap. If you can't, I guess that's your race.
Right here with Bud Light Mike right here in front of both of them here. This can make the change here. We'll see.
6 to go.
O2 might have burnt those tires up a little bit here. Trying to lead all those laps here.
Bobby Joe did get a little loose coming off at exit 4. Austin Corpel's got that Corvette looking pretty sharp up there right now. This time Bobby, 4 to go. Bobby Joe not too far along.
Take a look back here at Rusty Robinson and then number 5 with the 8 of Ronald here as they're still battling it out back here for that P3 position here. Rusty keeping it a very close battle here. Can Rusty pull off that podium finish? 3 laps to go here. Strong one tonight, pulling away here.
Good to go.
It's now Rusty Robinson and Ronald is now side by side here. 2 laps to go. The 5 is going to make his way around the 8 for that P3.
4 lap. Austin be consistent. He'd be able to pull off with this race.
Coming to the checkered flag. It's going to be Austin Cornpost, everybody, grabbing the win tonight here at Stafford. With Bobby Joe Lane grabbing P2, Rusty Robinson grabbing P3, Ronald in that P4 position, Bud Light Mike in P5, Joe Flash, everybody in P6, and Alan Marr in P7.
Feel sorry for Alan Marr being wrecked out of this race, but it happens. But to the best of us. Congratulations to Austin Corpus in a 95. Let's see if we can do an actual proper celebration here.
Giving us a little good burn out here.
He still had enough tire left over to do a good burnout like that. Don't forget, Austin, you still got to take a picture now.
All right, we're going to see if we go ahead and pull them in here, everybody, and have a talk with them, you know, see how their night went. Austin Cornpro's going to grab the win tonight after holding it in that second place position with Bobby Joe Lane and P2 getting that finish. Great finish tonight, man. You pulled it off. You held it nice and tight there with the 0-2 most of the race there. You know, right there on that bumper there, and just look for that right opportunity right at the end there, and that was a smart play. I believe you felt. Did the tires seem to feel any different? Did it seem any looser?
No, it just kind of tightened up, man, especially in the corners. No, I just try to keep it clean as possible there with Bobby, and going real low there is my only opportunity because we were just kind of hanging back there at the first part of that race. But yeah, happy I could pull it off towards the end there.
It was definitely a good run. Y'all put on a good race there. Got any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, I think Fast Tire, Alan Tillery, T.W. Perry, Buchanan Resort, Rusty, y'all up in the booth, heart to heart. Appreciate what y'all do every week, and yeah, that's it.
All right, awesome as always, and looking forward to seeing you next week. We go to USA next week.
Oh, I love that track.
All right, we got the 0-2 of Lane here. Went up there, made his way towards the front of this field here, and pulled off a P2 spot here after battling it out with Austin here on the last final laps. Didn't look like he saved enough tires, but he was able to hold on to a P2. Good job tonight. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm glad it's over with. I seemed to want to wreck everybody tonight for some reason, but didn't mean to do that at all. Apologize to everybody I got into. Definitely didn't want to get wrecked either, but didn't want to do it to nobody else. But track was tough. You really had to conserve your throttle. The first run there, me and Austin was just sitting back there riding, and I felt like we was way faster than Ronald and them up front. And we just sitting there cruising, but I think we kind of proved that last 30 laps.
Yeah, you definitely had a good car there. Definitely a good run there at the end. Y'all both put out a good race there. So congrats to that P2 spot. You got any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, we'll congratulate the race win to AK there. He's the man. Shout out to y'all for broadcasting, and Bass Tire and Buchanan Resort and T.W. Perry and Alan Tillery and Chasing Muscle and everybody who sponsors this league. Great bunch of guys in here. We don't have a lot in here in the late model series, but we got a lot in the trucks. And just looking forward to next week.
All right, now we're going to go over to that P3 spot. Rusty Robinson, everybody in that number 5 Buchanan Resort, did a great job. He started up towards the front there, moved his way towards the back of the field there, looking to conserve tires, and made his way back up into that P3 spot. So congrats on that, Rusty. How you feeling, brother?
Hey, thanks, BJ. Appreciate that. Appreciate you and taking care of us here on the broadcast tonight too, man.
So did you see any very challenging parts of this race tonight, Rusty?
Yeah, you had the tires were important for sure. And I knew I didn't need to run out front long as I did. I hadn't had any practice all week, but anyway, it was fun leading a few laps, but I couldn't keep up with Bobby Joe and Austin.
All right. Well, you got any shout outs for us tonight?
Yeah, sure, man. Thank you guys for taking your time out to broadcast this. I know it takes a lot of effort for you. appreciate what you do for us here, and we thank all our sponsors. We got a really good group of sponsors, and appreciate all of them. I should have a list in front of me, but I don't want to miss anybody. But guys, thank everybody for helping this league. It's like a really good bunch of guys, and I sure appreciate all the time that I get to spend with you guys.
We love spending time with you as well. It's always a pleasure to have y'all come around and race with us, and just coming in and having a good time. That's all that matters. All right, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
That's going to sum up our top 3 tonight here at Stafford with Heart to Heart Motorsports, everybody, for 100 laps tonight. Want to say a big shout out to all of the sponsors out there of Heart to Heart Motorsports, CNL Carpets, Chasing Muscle Cars, Bass Tire, everybody, Buchanan Resort, Allen Tillery, Buick GMC. Thank you to all of you out there. Much love and support from Heart to Heart Motorsports. We appreciate you all, and we hope to catch you all again next week at USA, next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Wednesday. J-Dog, got anything else for us?
We will see you next Wednesday at USA Link. Good night.